Hello my dear friends, welcome back to another Star Wars video. As we await the next set of episodes of Andor Season 2 this coming Tuesday, 4, 5 and 6, today we return to the premiere, because I want to do a deep dive on one of the more obscure characters, but someone who's more important than you think, Mon Mothma's daughter Leida. In my review breakdown, I promised I was going to come back to this, and looking around at other reviews, other channels, I'm baffled no one else is talking about this aspect of the story, the significance of Mon Mothma's daughter's wedding. I guess it's going to have to be me. I have to say it's very disappointing that most of the online discourse has been around the Bix controversy, but I'll be honest, I'm so over it. Can we move on? So, Leida's wedding. One of the most important moments for Mon Mothma in the entire show. Her daughter is marrying Davos Golden's son Stekken, and she's giving in to the same Chandrillan traditions that Mon once did. But there's a crucial difference. When Mon married Perin, she was going along with Chandrillan customs to please her family, to do what she felt was expected of her, but she felt cold feet, and the day of the wedding, her mother was drunk. By contrast, Leida wanted this. Not only did she embrace the formalities, but she went above and beyond. She loves the orthodoxy of Chandrillan heritage. In the first season, she found the Elder. She voluntarily studied their religious texts. Leida is the stark opposite of her mum. And as the title suggests, I think she's kind of screwed. Let me explain. Mon Mothma cannot get through to her daughter. At every turn, Mon hopes that Leida's gonna walk away from the wedding, because she knows where this road leads. She doesn't want Leida to be trapped, to go through the motions, to one day wake up with the same pain and the same realization that she's not happy. So when Mon tells her she can walk away from this, that she doesn't have to do this, it's a real shock that Leida is still fully down for it. And not just that, she resents Mon for the mere suggestion that she's not happy. Leida is embracing this life. This is what she wants. She doesn't care that it's organized, that it's rigid. She doesn't have the same thoughts her mother once did in the same position. And did you guys notice in the first episode, after Mon goes to console her daughter following her first fight with Stekken, Mon says, "I'm sorry. I'm so terribly sorry." This isn't just an apology about the fight, it's something much deeper. It's Mon apologizing for the path her daughter is about to take. She's sorry she can't save her. She's sorry her daughter can't see the situation that's about to unfold. But here's the thing, guys. The wedding scenes aren't just thrown in to show us the sad realities of child marriage, it's how this wedding is going to impact Mon Mothma when she steps away from the Senate, when she goes public with her rebellion. Because the family Leida married into represents everything opposite to Mon. Davos Golden in Season 1 said that boundaries are a good thing. There is a liberation and freedom with boundaries. The rebellion is literally the opposite. So I got to thinking, what's going to happen to Leida when Mon walks away and leaves all of this behind? Chandrilla, Perin, she'll probably feel betrayed and hurt. But I have a crazy theory. What if Mon's decision impacts Leida's politics further down the line? What if she swings the other way? And I'm not just talking about short term. When the alliance is in full swing, is Leida going to feel ashamed? Is she going to resent the rebellion? What about after Andor, and Mon becomes Chancellor of the New Republic? Could you imagine if one day Leida is part of the First Order, or before that the Remnant? Imagine if the reason Mon Mothma is not in The Force Awakens is because she retired because of what Leida was doing. The fight may have become too personal, and in some ways too emotional. At the moment, there isn't too much canon info on the reason Mon retires. There have been theories and some fans draw from Star Wars legends, but I'm sure at some point Dave Filoni's gonna answer it. Some say it was due to poor health and old age. Others say it was due to the rift between the New Republic and the Resistance after the galaxy found out Leia was Vader's daughter. But imagine if an additional reason is Mon's daughter joins the fight. If this ends up being the case, we'll look back at the wedding in Andor Season 2 and see that the ideological differences began very early on. They're on two very different pages, and that's very difficult for Mon, knowing that she cares, knowing what she's about to give up. But Leida faces another problem. Marrying into the Golden family could have repercussions. Even though Take Colmer is now dealt with, Davos Golden is going to find out about Mon's rebellion, because she is going to go public. By namesake and association, is that going to have an impact on Leida? If there's one thing Golden cares about as much as greed and wealth, it's social standing. And people he knows, his own family, his associates, are gonna talk. And it might put a target on Leida's back, although there's a very good chance she dissociates from the Mothma name and cuts ties with her mother. Nonetheless, it's gonna have a psychological effect. It's probably gonna be traumatic. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Leida Mothma is an inverse Princess Leia. There are visual references with the white gown, their names are similar, and both their parents found the rebellion, but they're on two different paths. Leia is going to follow her adoptive father Bail Organa into the Senate. Leida is not going to do the same. Now there is one still from the trailer which could answer a lot of this. In an upcoming episode during a separate event, Skolden invites Krennic. Skolden might be allied with the ISB. He might even be a potential spy. And this means if he suspects anything concerning Mon, he might get in front of it to clear his own name. But will he protect his own daughter-in-law in the process? I really don't know how it's going to play out. But the one character who makes all of this even more complicated is Perin, Mon Mothma's husband. Tony Gilroy promised he will have a redemption. And in the final scene where everyone's dancing and Mon is letting loose, he gives her a look, as if this is out of the ordinary. I think the penny is beginning to drop. And it makes me wonder if at one stage the two were very much in love, even though Mon Mothma didn't want this life, a life of following Chandrillan rules. And so here's my thoughts. I think he's going to defend her, and be a crucial reason that she escapes when she denounces Palpatine. Somewhere deep down, Perin wants his wife to be happy. There have been some rough and rocky times, but just listen to what he says in his speech. He talks about the reality of marriage, finding moments of joy in all of the chaos. He says pain is natural, arguments will find them. Both Mon and her daughter are strong-headed maidens, and while Mon is very different to her husband, I don't think he's entirely out of touch. And so given what Tony Gilroy said, that there might be a redemption, I wonder how things will fare for him. But at the moment, everything is turmoil in Mon's head. As fans of the show, we often talk about the differences in ideology between Luthen, Mon, Saw, in the case of the most recent episodes, the Maya Pei group. But the wedding scenes also demonstrate a different kind of clash in belief systems. Mon represents bottled up frustration, someone who's about to blow. On the other hand, Leida represents conformity. And in a brand new interview, Genevieve O'Reilly spoke about this, revealing the chaos in Mon's head. She's keeping herself from screaming, O'Reilly explains. With Tay Colmer, she's witnessing the unraveling of a friend, and with everyone else, it's the unraveling of her life. And this is why the next 3 episodes are so fascinating. What does the final year leading up to her big speech look like? How are things going to change? How have her relationships changed? And by the way, my dear friends, according to reviewers, her speech is one of the best monologues of the entire show. And one final thing to finish with. In her interview, Genevieve O'Reilly said when she first saw Return of the Jedi, she noticed a backdrop of sadness in Caroline Blackstone's performance. And she wondered where that pain was coming from. What kinds of things did Mon Mothma go through? What was her sacrifice? O'Reilly said she wanted fans to see that in Season 2, to witness the pain, the emotional downfall, everything she'd been through in her personal life. I think she's fantastic. I wish they'd kept her scenes in Revenge of the Sith, but I'm so glad she's in Andor and Ahsoka. I'm so excited for Tuesday, the next 3 episodes. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And what do you think's in store for Leida? If you enjoyed this video, my dear friends, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, check me out on socials, and may the Force be with you, always.